In this short video, I'll give you a quick tour of Quest Progress. Trusted from the early years foundation stage all the way through to Key Stage 3, Quest Progress is setting the new standard for insightful progress tracking for schools across the UK and internationally. To show you how to set assessments in seconds, click Set Assessments and Add Pupils, then just select your class or year group. We're going to use Emily's class as our example, then click Save and Add Assessments, and it will open up to the year group of choice. Quest offers assessments in maths, English, cognitive potential, science and wellbeing. Today we're going to be setting English and maths assessments. These are termly assessments that are all standardised, autumn, spring and summer, and it will default to the relevant assessments for that time of year. I'll expand the suites here so we can see the assessments we have access to, so GPV, reading, spelling, arithmetic and maths reasoning, and you can preview the questions if you would like to, then just click Save. You can choose to run the assessments online or on paper, and if you do want to run paper tests, there is a speedy marking feature to save teachers time. Let's set the assessments. To show you what an assessment looks like for a child, so I've just gone to my personalised pupil website address. Children will log in using emoji codes just to make it as quick and easy as possible to log in, and it's a bit more fun for them. So I'll enter the emoji code for one of my students, Hannah, and we can see the full suite of assessments that we've just set. And when Hannah goes to join an assessment, she's provided with some on-screen instructions, including timings. It will highlight that she's able to navigate forwards and backwards throughout the questions, and when ready, she can start. The questions are a combination of free text and multiple choice. This will vary by subject, by year group and by assessment window. And the questions will always begin more straightforward and then get progressively more challenging, although there is nothing beyond the year group curriculum. And there are features inbuilt to prevent children rushing through the assessment. So if Hannah were to get to the end and click finish and either had questions unanswered or time remaining, it will essentially force her back and encourage her to check over her work. From the teacher's view, the teacher can see Hannah's assessment updating in real time, so this progress bar is filling up. They can restart an assessment if a child has clicked into the wrong assessment component, for example, or they can pause an assessment if a child would benefit from a movement break or needs the toilet. Once all the assessments are completed, the teacher can generate the results, and the assessment data will feed directly into your interactive dashboards and downloadable reports, giving you clear, actionable insights at a glance. To show you what this looks like, I'm going to head over to the Results tab in the sidebar. I can click on the Download Reports button in the top right to access the assessment data as PDF reports. The dashboard you'll see below is where Quest Progress gets really interesting, because you can triangulate data and dig into whatever you're interested in. So I will come back to the dashboard shortly. But for now, just to focus on the PDF reports. These are available at different levels. So there's a school attainment report that focuses on whole school trends and deep dives into year groups, and this is particularly relevant for SLT and school leaders. And then there's a class attainment report that's much more focused on the action points for classroom teachers. And then all of the data is downloadable as a CSV2 if you wanted to store that data elsewhere. To start with the class attainment reports, they will look something like this. So here we've got Class 5A at St James's Academy, and this is a standardised assessment in maths reasoning. The report starts with a list of pupil names and their age standardised scores, where 58 is the lowest available score and 142 is the highest, and the national average is 100. And you can see that all of this data is mapped to these performance descriptors shown in this column, with a performance margin shown in the far right column. And we have a separate category, Greater Depth Plus, which is to help differentiate at the very top end. So these children are working in the top 3% nationally, and they would be considered Greater Depth Plus. So just to recap, this shows children's age standardised scores from highest to lowest, and this data has been standardised against more than 30,000 children. The report then goes on to show attainment overall, followed by attainment by pupil group. So here we have attainment of boys, followed by attainment of girls, followed by attainment of pupils eligible for pupil premium, pupils eligible for free school meals, pupils with special educational needs, and pupils with English as an additional language, and any other pupil groups we're able to pull through via your MIS. Next, we have performance by content domains, so we can quickly identify areas of strength and areas for improvement across the class, and this same data is also broken down into your various pupil groups once again. Then we have a question level analysis, colour-coded by content domains, and a gap analysis, which we can use to start spotting different patterns and trends across the class, and an interactive version of the gap analysis and the question level analysis is available through the dashboard. And finally, we have some progress data putting through, and this will show progress across any assessment data points that we have. So in this instance, spring 2024 to spring 2025. Let's now move into the dashboard and show you how to make the most of the data you can find there. Now you can use this green box on the left-hand side to filter the data. So you can zoom in and out of different year groups, or if you're a slightly bigger school, classes. You can filter by subject, by time period, and you can run comparisons. So for example, if you wanted to compare the assessment data of boys and girls. You can also view and filter by pupil groups, and this will pull through any pupil groups that we have access to via your MIS. This is all interactive. So if we filter to year 5, and if you wanted to view maths reasoning top to bottom by pupil performance, I can click on maths reasoning and it will order this for me. And you can also dive into the assessment data of individual students. So let's look at Paul here. And we're brought in to look at Paul's assessment data in more detail. From here, you can also download a pupil report that could be used in a parents' evening, for example, and you can choose between a data-focused report that includes scores or one that's more narrative-based. And you can also see Paul's progress over time. And you can look into specific assessments in more detail. So for example, let's look at Paul's maths reasoning autumn assessment. We can see the strengths and areas for improvement and review the full question transcript just below. There is so much more data to explore in the dashboard, but I promised a short video. I hope this was insightful. Thanks very much for watching.